It is one of the most tragic Vancouver Canucks related stories we have seen the past few years. Forget JT Miller and Elias Pettersson fighting. Forget Quinn Hughes and his departure from the team. Today we're talking about Vancouver's latest update on goaltender Thatcher Demko. The early word from this morning was that Demko would have surgery soon and is looking at a 4 to 6 month period of rehab, with the expectation that he will be 100% ready for training camp later in September. That was tweeted out by Rick Dhaliwal, and then you had the Vancouver Canucks tweet out about the actual situation itself. GM Patrick Allvin announced today that goaltender Thatcher Demko will undergo hip surgery and won't play for the remainder of the 25-26 season. The details are on the Canucks website. After consulting with our doctors and outside specialists, Thatcher Demko will be shut down for the rest of the year, said Allvin. Demko will undergo surgery next week for an injury unrelated to the one that kept him out of action last season. Following his rehab, he will be ready for the start of training camp in September. So that's it, eh? That's the end of Thatcher Demko in this season's worth of play. It's not like he had accomplished much, though, to be fair. He had some good games in there, had some good stints, but at the end of the day, he only played 20 games, and he had an .897 save percentage. It's been a bad few years for Demko. After being a Vezina nominee back in 2023-2024 with that .918 save percentage in 51 games that he had. He is literally one of the best goaltenders in the world, assuming he is healthy, and the injuries have definitely caught up with him at this stage of his career. It's why he wasn't taken for Team USA at the Olympics, and quite frankly, I would say that's probably for the better. Could you imagine if they took him based off of merit alone, and then he ended up getting hurt again? You would have the same roster essentially as you do right now, because one of those other guys would have needed to be brought onto the team regardless. Thatcher the Snatcher has just been so fragile the past few years, and at this point, I don't know if it's really an issue with him and his body, or is it an issue with the Canucks training staff? Are they clearing him before he's actually able to go out there and play? Is it the way that he plays? Is it the lack of Ian Clark in Vancouver's organization that has led to Demko going down this extremely vulnerable path? Whatever the answer may be, at the very least I can say, I'm happy that Thatcher Demko, the human being, was able to get his bag. Yes, it is true, the contract that he is on isn't ideal. He is currently on the last year of a $5 million deal, and next season his new contract kicks in, $8.5 million a season till the end of 2029. Is there a reasonable possibility that says that Demko can bounce back and be fully healthy and for the next 3 years be that number one starter who is justifiably making 8.5? I'd say that possibility exists. I don't want to say it's likely, but it exists. There is a chance that Demko can come back fully healthy. He uses this period of 9 months to heal up everything that he needs to heal up, and he comes back ready to go, better than ever. But for right now, between all of the rushing him back and the surgeries and him wanting to play and him being super competitive, it just was not going to work. And I think a lot of Canucks fans have lost faith that Demko can be that number one guy. Heck, there are some really good things that you can say that have come out from this situation. Demko's $5 million cap hit is going to be on the LTIR, which gives Vancouver the opportunity to potentially get something done, weaponize their cap space, get on some expensive players, and try to help other teams, take on some bad contracts, get some draft picks, and use these guys on your squad till the end of the year before their contracts expire. There's a lot of opportunity here for Patrick Allvin and the Vancouver Canucks, and Thatcher Demko's absence allows that to happen. Just keep the punches rolling with Kevin Lankinen and Nikita Tolopilo, why don't ya? Now, there were some other injury updates that we could dive into here for the Vancouver Canucks. In particular, you have gotten Zeev Buium, who was taken out of the game against Pittsburgh momentarily because he got a puck to the face. Adam Foote said that Zeev Buium has a broken bone near his cheek after being hit by the puck on Sunday. Surgery has not been ruled out, but the D-man will likely be out until after the Olympic break. So, what a warrior that guy is, eh? He gets hit in the head with the puck, he leaves, he comes back, he finishes the rest of the game, and then it's announced afterwards that he's got a broken cheekbone, and that now he'll be out for about a month? What an absolute stud Zeev Buium is. Brock Boeser also is out, of course, and the hit which took him out from Brian Russ was handed a suspension, so good on the NHL for actually taking action and disciplining the guys that threw some very vulnerable hits. Also in the land of injuries, you have Farhan Lalji, who went out there and tweeted this. Buium does have a fracture, possibly cheekbone, no surgery yet. As for Demko, Foote said this was something they thought of a couple of weeks ago. Boeser is in protocol, but he feels a lot better. Meanwhile, Marco Rossi was trending well, but then he had a setback, hoping to have him after the Olympic break too. So, yeah, that's like another definitely not ideal situation. For what it's worth, this was tweeted out by Nux0. Regarding the Marco Rossi setback, the Canucks have the worst medical and physio staff in the league. 80% of the guys who get hurt face major setbacks. It's time to have a bigger conversation about the personnel this owner has hired. Is he that cheap that he can't even hire proper medical guys? Embarrassing. And you can debate whether or not there is some validity to that idea, whether or not Vancouver Canucks players are super enthusiastic of getting back whenever they can, or if this is just a situation where a guy like Marco Rossi looks at the team and he's like, yeah, no, I'm not really feeling 100%. I could play if you force me to, but is it worth it for this particular team? I would understand if a lot of players are going through that sort of mentality. They don't really think it's all too necessary to fight their way back and push just to play for this version of the team. I do think it's reasonable for guys to want to take the night off, especially if you're not at 100%. But hey, that's just speculation. You could very well say that Vancouver Medical is not in a great place over the past few years, between Derek Forbort and Tanner Pearson a few years ago and what we're seeing with Marco Rossi today. It's definitely not ideal to have all these guys take extended periods of time off, and I guess Demko is included in that conversation as well. But with all that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about these Vancouver Canucks updates? Demko is out for the year, Rossi's got another setback, Zeev is out for a while, Brock is in protocol. It's disaster land in Vancouver, isn't it? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99 and bye.